Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome along to the JN Sports Complex for this men's triples match between New Zealand and Australia, and it's becoming crunch time for a couple of teams here. As of tomorrow, we'll be into the triples semi-final playoffs. They've still got to complete round 11 tomorrow morning, but for these two teams here today, this is a crucial game, more so for New Zealand, who are currently in fourth position in the Section A of the men's triples. Quite nice conditions here. It's around 12:26 in the afternoon here in New Delhi, and we do have a couple of banks of lights on. It's a little bit overcast and hazy, but as you can see there, 30 degrees, a little bit less than it was yesterday. Humidity's dropped slightly to 72%. The wind speed, there's no wind speed to speak of whatsoever, and if there is any, it's coming from the west. It got up a little bit this morning, but nothing to talk of. So the conditions almost ideal here for the lawn bowlers. Needs to hold its line or pick up the jack. If it picks up, he'll run. Oh, he's just drawn right on it. Beautiful bowl from Mark Casey. Both these teams have really started extremely well.
Really handling the realignment well, with the jack being respotted.
It's the Australian team. Just the chap sitting down there with the Australian flag is Rex Johnston, who is the coach, nicknamed Paddles, a former great player, been to many Commonwealth Games. Richard Girvan trying to take Mark Casey's bowl out. He's taken his own out. Now, that's created a problem because that's given Australia at least two, and it's only two.
So the scores are levelled after two ends of this first set. And Richard Girvan, with force, lancing New Zealand's own bowl out of the way and affording the Aussies two shots. Quite an aggressive end. A couple of firing shots. I think in that match we were watching the other day, Mike, where New Zealand were beaten by Nui Island, they just seemed a little bit jaded and possibly maybe a little bit complacent in their approach, in that they were obviously expected to win. As I recall, I think it was their second match back-to-back, and they just didn't seem to play as well. This is the third time you and I have seen this this triple squad, and the first match we saw them play, they were pretty impressive.
One thing in their favour today, Simon, is that they didn't have a match this morning. Australia have already played. This is New Zealand's match, and it's the only match they play today. So, as I mentioned, this is Australia's second match. They defeated Canada 10-9 and then had a draw in the second set 7-all, which was enough to give them the victory. So, again, this is an extremely important match for New Zealand, and for that matter, Australia, because they would love nothing more than to be able to finish on top of Section A and go straight through to the semi-finals.
Yeah, we saw New Zealand have a really tough battle with South Africa. Last match of the night earlier in the week. They just lost out there, but it was a real confrontation. It's excellent again from Brett Wilkie.
He might have been a little bit lucky there too, Simon. It just needed to slow markedly. And he's opened it up a bit.
Very good. Everyone down.
Shannon McElroy has opened this match in fine form. There was just a bit of movement on the other end. One of the young volunteers just coming around at the back of the head. She's on the move again, but Wayne Turley is going to continue with the bowl.
Run up, Tommy. Go on, mate. Just out. Weight's great.
Just one down, mate.
Weight spot on, mate. Bet yours, you're in. Hang in there, eh? Wait again.
Just not quite in the mix, just overcorrected a little bit.
Here's the changeover. Two giant men, aren't they? Mark Casey and Richard Gervin.
There's not much between them in the height factor. A little bit of difference in the age factor, about 9 years. Yeah, not one of Richard Gervin's better bowls. It was always on the skinny side from the moment it left his hand. Mark Casey on the mat very quickly.
On, Hammer. Up and over, Case. Oh,
Takes out Shannon McElroy's ball.
He had the luxury, Mark Casey, of being able to play either onto his own bowl, as you have a look at the replay here, but he played onto Shannon McElroy's bowl, just tipped it out. It rolled nicely for him, so you would think there Australia holding at least 2, if not 3. So this is a huge bowl for Richard Gervin. And he's not far away. That is spectacular bowling from the skip, Richard Gervin.
Gosh, this was much needed in this situation. Australia looking to score large there.
And what Mark Casey will be looking to do, but it's going to have to work very quickly, is to take that Richard Gervin bowl out, but it's not going to do it. Richard Gervin rescuing the situation, Simon.
What a result. They could easily have lost 3 or 4 shots there to Australia. As it is, New Zealand record a one-shot victory in that third end, and it's 3-2. Currently, this match just seems to be played at a different level to some of the men's triples games we've seen. There's a more even contribution.
And I think it's that trans-Tasman rivalry, Simon, that comes out in these two teams as well. This will be a battle that both these sides have been looking forward to all Commonwealth Games. But given the fact that Section A is so delicately poised, it adds an even greater touch of melodrama to the whole proceedings.
Gets well down and forward. Brett Wilkie.
Very good, where's that? Turn. Come on.
Yeah, good bowling from Brett Wilkie. He's currently the world's #5 ranked singles player. And as we spoke about this morning and on a couple of occasions, that these two players, Andrew Todd and Brett Wilkie, predominantly singles players, and hence they're in a triple side like this to be able to give their skips something to work with, to be able to draw the shots, and they're doing very, very well at the moment, which means that the two players that have been selected for New Zealand and Australia to play the singles must be exceptional bowlers as well.
Right, wait, you'll come back. Yep.
Oh, I think you're there too, mate. Mate, it's... front of bowl is front of jack, mate. So it's just a fraction low.
Very, very nice to be able to hear the players explaining exactly where the shot lies, the shot that they want their teammate to play.
Yours.
Wayne Turley has made 112 international appearances for Australia.
Hey. Oh, there, mate. Very good there. Woo. Yep.
Yeah, mate, you were about that far out. Wait.
McElroy told to come forehand by Richard Gervin. Needs to hurry on a bit. It was just sliding down the low side.
Yeah, Australia just holding shot, but I doubt very much whether that orange bowl will stay there or the jack will stay there. Casey will probably just try and put in one to that particular position and make it more difficult for Richard Gervin to drive.
No.
In the scheme of things, that could be an absolute nuisance. If Richard Gervin wanted to play with a little bit of pace. The aspect, if we have a look at that shot there, the yellow bowl down the back with the brown bowl kind of neutralise each other. So Richard may try and draw it over to that brown bowl, but the other blue bowl is a Australian bowl as well. So both those sets of two neutralise each other a bit.
Looking to take out Brett Wilkie's yellow bowl.
Okay, speak out, mate.
Well, Richard Gervin's going to get last crack at this. This is an extremely important bowl for Mark Casey. He either needs to draw the second shot or sit in a position where Richard Gervin can't get at it. He just wants to get around that front bowl, can't do so.
That was a useful little wick there, though, because I think Gervin can get round.
Yeah, he'll be looking at being able
Yes,
to draw that. He's now got a couple of bowls there. They're just having a look where all the bowls are positioned. You can see Andrew Todd giving a little sighter. He's just trying to line it up.
Yep.
He was just asking Andrew Todd, what happens if I take that Brett Wilkie bowl out? and Andrew Todd wasn't 100% certain who then would hold shot. He's not going to do any damage there.
No, that never threatened at all.
Today at the Commonwealth Games. After a fourth, Natalie Wiegersma hungers for more on Sky Sport 4. On Sky Sport 5, Nikki Hamblin lines up for the 800-metre heats. The Kiwi women and men's pairs enter the fray on Sky Sport 6. New Zealand clash with England and men's hockey on Sky Sport 7. And on Sky Sport 8, our Comm Games champion defends her title in the shot put final. Across 5 dedicated Sky Sport channels and free-to-air on Prime, the Delhi Commonwealth Games. Today, check guides for times.
One can never know who is plotting violence, can one?
Or when they may commit the act.
You have earned a glorious death, and will die at the hands of a gladiator.
Spartacus, Blood and Sand, 9:30 Sunday on The Box.
New Zealand's choice sale, full of Kiwis, lots of Maratea mega stores, or New Zealand owned too. So when you buy something, your money stays here, instead of disappearing off over the ditch. Sweet as!
You're still the one that makes me strong. You're still the one that won't take long. We're still having fun, and you're still the one. Oh, you're still the one that makes me shout. Still the one that I dream about. We're still having fun, and you're still the one. You are still the one that I love to touch.
There are plenty of big savings in every Briscoe store every day, but for 3 days, they're even better with heaps of half-price deals and at least 30% off everything store-wide at the Even Better Weekend Sale. All outdoor furniture settings half price, all glass stemware half price, and all sheets are also half price, plus 60% off all Galaxy bed and bath. Heaps of half-price deals and at least 30% off everything else only at the Even Better Weekend Sale, Saturday, Sunday, and even Monday.
Need the topping already there, and it's so easy to make.
Unbeknownst to Sarah, Mittens has just paid her Sky bill online. He's also upgraded Sarah's account to include the Arts channel, added the Rugby channel,
Next, we need 2 teaspoons of cream.
and he's just added Sky Movies. Well done, Mittens.
It's easy to view, pay and upgrade your account online or upgrade with your remote on Channel 29. Sky, your happy place.
Yeah, we've learned to be very careful to make too many predictions.
Only because we haven't been right on too many occasions.
Exactly, you learn these lessons.
Go on, whiz up. Go on, good, mate. Whiz up.
Yeah, Tom's given the constraints of our cameras to where they can actually be positioned. We can't get directly over the jack, so sometimes it just doesn't give you the total. But other times we'll be able to put a little target on it, and you'll be able to see exactly where the bowls lie in that area.
That will be very exciting. We'll look forward to that.
Play, buddy. Whiz up. Play. Go, where's Bob?
Yeah, probably Brett Wilkie just outplaying Andrew Todd at the moment. Toddy just can't quite get on the pace. And the leads and the seconds will have their own little battles within the game just as much as the skips.
Here's from Wilkie. Just holds up. It does. His teammates are very pleased with that. Australia have won 3 of the last 4 ends.
There it is, lovely bowl by Brett Wilkie, but he has created a little bit of a target there. And Shannon McElroy will be trying to play onto those 2 gold bowls. But his skip won't mind that in some aspects of being back there as a little bit of a safety.
I thought that at some stage New Zealand would be fairly confident of getting into those 2 yellow bowls of Brett Wilkie's.
And the Australians will be desperate to put more in there.
Gonna count, buddy. You're in. That's ours.
Enjoy the shot, mate.
Wayne Turley, one of the real characters of the Australian team. He's not far away, Shannon McElroy. A little bit stiff. That was a beautiful looking bowl. Just slipped through.
Draw. That's good. Easy. Yeah, good there, mate. Well done, mate.
Wasn't bad. Just judging from his hand gestures there, you just got the feeling that Wayne Turley thought he'd overcooked it a bit.
You'll often find when Wayne Turley, the bowl's halfway up the green, he'll be shaking that right hand, you know, just...
He was doing a bit of that there. I thought it meant that, you know, he just thought he'd given it too much pace.
He will talk to it, he'll run up the green, he'll high-five his teammates. He really loves getting... The louder and more robust the contest is, Wayne Turley gets into it. There's Australia probably just holding the 1 shot at the moment. Well, 2, no, well, possibly 3, with Wayne Turley's bowl at the 9 o'clock mark. Good use of the target to be able to provide the commentators and the spectators, more importantly, with a view of exactly where the bowls lie.
Line looks good if it holds, had enough pace, but he may have taken it there. Again, can't be absolutely sure.
There's the target.
It's very close.
Yeah, possibly one. That first yellow bowl close with the jack, you would think's probably the shot bowl. Be interesting to see if Mark Casey now tries to turn out that bowl of Richard Gervins. And what he'll be trying to do is just move Richard Gervins' bowl out or sit another shot. And well, he might have done a little bit of damage there. We'll have to wait and see. It didn't shift the yellow bowl of Brett Wilkie much, but it might have just shifted it. Probably still in the... It's very, very close again. Even Mark Casey's bowl could actually come into the count there.
One to the yellow, possibly 2. I don't mind you driving that. Jump back one. Up level.
1 bowl each still for the skips.
Yeah, little pace from Richard Gervin. He's trying to disturb Mark Casey's bowl and the yellow bowl of Brett Wilkie. He's going to pick up the jack, and that's definitely 2 to Australia now. Here it is. Just picking up the jack. He was trying to get around the jack and cannon into those 2 bowls where the jack now sits. So he's on a couple of occasions, Richard Gervin, just not played the shot to his normal high calibre. But early days. Going to declare it. He's not going to play the third, or his second, I should say. And that'll be another 2 to Australia.
Yeah, there's probably more risk involved of giving a shot away there with any serious attempt. 8-3. Quarter past 1 New Delhi time. It's getting seriously hot here this afternoon. And the black...
Some spectators and some commentators in shorts, others in long trousers, perfectly polished shoes.
Keeping a sense of decorum.
Beautiful bowl from Andrew Todd that time. That might give Andrew a little bit more confidence, because it'll be fair to say at this stage he's probably been outplayed by Brett Wilkie. Yeah, Andrew Todd, 2 very good bowls. A little bit more confident. He chased that down the green.
Trying this time.
Now Brett Wilkie doing the same.
As far as you can. Okay, mate, bat it up, good.
2, mate. Come on, draw to there. You touch the jack round the corners, good.
He'd love to be able to pick this up, Shannon McElroy, and just drill it around the corner. Has he done enough? He's drawn the shot bowl. So New Zealand lying 3 at the moment.
You go for it, mate. Hit anything. That's getting a jack. You get that, you get them all.
You could hear Mark Casey as we watch Shannon McElroy's bowl coming to a rest. He's got a fair target there, Wayne Turley, the red bowl and the 2 brown bowls, and he'll be trying to play onto those 3 with a fair bit of weight.
Yes, mate. Hot Turls. Get the jack. Well done. Well done, Turls. Well done.
Now there's 3 bowls that are going to be put up on the bank. Both Andrew Todd's bowls and the Wayne Turley bowl, but he's really opened it up now. That was a very, very good team bowl. There it is, Shannon McElroy. And Shannon McElroy will just draw that second shot.
Draw that, mate.
So now Wayne Turley has the opportunity of trying to draw that.
Great try, mate.
Yep, you heard it from Brett Wilkie. Wiz, his nickname. Richard Gervin and Wayne Turley exchanging pleasantries. It's a very gentlemanly game. They give each other a pat on the back if a player has played a good shot. Probably sledge him a little bit too if he hasn't. There it is. You would probably think that New Zealand are holding 2 there. You want this to settle on the Shannon McElroy bowl, which it did. Beautiful bowl from Richard Girvan. Looked as though it had a little bit too much pace, but those two bowls aided his cause. Here it is, just coming in there. He'll just get a little wick off that front bowl of Shannon McElroy and settle. Kiwis possibly holding 3 at the moment. Yeah, Mark Casey's after the jack. He just wants to pick it up or clear some of those out. He's missed a lot.
Pretty well off there, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I thought initially he might have been after the jack to be able to trail the jack into the ditch, but he was just trying to clear those bowls. If he could hit the Richard Girvan bowl, it would probably clear out that Shannon McElroy bowl and possibly put Australia in with a shot. But he'll have one more crack at it.
It's a reasonably sized target.
This man might have something to say in determining where Mark Casey plays his next shot. This could be in the count too. Oh, it's just slipped through.
Casey again with a bit of pace. This could pick up the jack.
Don't miss the jack, buddy.
Oh, he got it.
Mark Casey, absolutely spot on. He picked up the jack, so the bowl in the ditch will count. Here it comes. You can see it coming through. He just got that little wick off Richard Girvan's bowl. Jack into the ditch, bowl into the ditch. That's at least one. They're going to go for a measure, or they're going to pick up 1 for 2. And he was pretty pumped, the big fella. A great bowl, and we've called for the umpire.
Yeah, clinical on that second drive. Mark Casey. Jack in the ditch. Australia certainly with 1 because the bowl that took the jack off also went into the ditch, but it was a toucher obviously and is live. Now the measuring taking place. This time it's Helen Stannard, the umpire from New Zealand. Got a New Zealand and an Australian umpire here. That is Casey's successful bowl.
You don't know lips.
Yeah,
don't jump the gun.
Yes. Some of the Australian spectators at the back as they pick up another 2 shots on the back of Mark Casey's brilliant on shot, and with 2 ends to play in this first set, a commanding lead of 10 shots to 3.
Players of this sort of quality, it's so important with the last man to bowl not to leave him anything too easy to hit it, because he'll hit it, won't he?
Yeah.
We saw it there. Okay, he had 2 shots at that, Mark Casey, but the chances were that he was going to strike the jack at some point.
And that's where the jack was exposed, and you don't give a player of Mark Casey's ability a chance to be able to affect what he did. He turned a possible 3-shot deficit into a 2-shot gain. And we saw Richard Gervin do that in the first end as well.
I wasn't sure. It might have been a good idea for Gervin to put down a blocker if he could have done. But I suppose it was a fairly big target with all the bowls lined up horizontally as they were.
And again, Simon, it's
excellent.
Very, very difficult to be able to put down a blocker where there is not some protection for the jack already. Where the jack's exposed like that, you've got to really place that defensive bowl. Absolutely, there's no room for error. And you'll find that they'll either draw the shot or try and turn it over for them. And then, unfortunately for Richard Gervin, his shot went through.
Quality remains so high in this match. Andrew Todd resting against the jack. Brett Wilkie virtually resting against Andrew Todd's bowl. Now Shannon McElroy.
Yeah, well done. Very good.
Just beat that last one, mate.
New Zealand have dropped 8 shots in a row in the last 4 ends.
Come hard.
Wayne Telly trying to get a shot into the head.
Same play, mate. You just keep drawing it there.
Just leaving that one a little bit short, Shannon McElroy. And again, we've seen where Shannon comes into the game and then will just float out for a couple of ends. He started off on fire.
Underneath the red, just with a couple feet. The idea. Hold now. Yeah, well done. Good, Tails. Good. In there. Well done.
After their historic World Cup heroics, the All Whites play on home soil for the first time.
Chance New Zealand! They've scored!
Catch the huge white wave of football fever as our boys show the world we're a force to be reckoned with.
New Zealand lead!
Dogged Kiwi tenacity meets the unpredictability of Central American flair. The ASB International Series, All Whites Honduras. Tonight, live Sky Sport 2. Brought to you by Volkswagen. Driving New Zealand football.
Soon you can have Gordon in the kitchen, the All Blacks at the office, and SpongeBob at the batch. iSky is coming, and that means you can watch your favourite Sky programs on your computer, wherever and whenever you want. As a Sky subscriber, you'll get iSky free. And our broadband partnerships mean you could watch without eating into your monthly data allowance. Register early at isky.co.nz so you're ready to go when it arrives, and you could win a MacBook Pro. Sky, your happy place.
Brother GST refund. From the 1st of October till the 17th, Brother will refund the GST paid on any Brother machine. We've absorbed the GST increase and have not increased our prices. You pay the GST, we refund it. So hurry in store and buy Brother before the 17th and claim back your GST via mail and redemption. We'll even pay in 10 working days from receipt, and that's guaranteed, or we refund the purchase price. Why pay more? Our prices haven't increased, and we refund the GST paid on all machine purchases. Offer is for a limited time.
Brother! It was a show that broke all the records. It made television history and viewers were glued to their screens. And it was unforgettable. Well, guess what? It's back.
Come on! 4 very different couples, one very dilapidated apartment block.
Oh, my God.
Get ready for a new challenge. Get ready for the Block 2010. Soon, Prime.
Just get on the jack here.
What a reply from Andrew Todd. Inch perfect, fantastic. That's an interesting shot. You probably thought to yourself, why are the Kiwis wearing long trousers? But you can see the mesh or the gauze aerating the trousers, giving them a little bit of relief because it is really muggy here.
Unfortunately, being New Zealanders, they're sort of obliged to wear black, which of course absorbs all the heat going. But that maybe helps a bit.
Through the hole now.
I've just noticed in the last 4 or 5 ends, the bowls seem to be holding their line a little bit more than they were doing it initially. If you can hear those cheers coming through our sound effects mics, of course the main stadium is just behind us and the athletics program was well and truly underway.
Gently.
Well, that's not what Shannon McElroy wanted. He's disturbed the head. He's taken that bowl back to Wayne Turley's bowl, and now Australia hold 1 if not 2.
Somewhat undoing that excellent early bowl from Andrew Todd. Just slightly overcooked it. Turley's bowl.
Well, he's returned serve.
Bad, mate.
An exchange of early Christmas presents here.
It's a little bit difficult to see from there where they've got 2 bowls to come, New Zealand. In actual fact, 3. Shannon McElroy's got 1 to come. It's a little bit hard to see where they're going to pick up the 4 they need. That blue bowl just below the jack, if they can turn that out, then the 2 splitting the jack are New Zealand bowls, and then they would have to promote Shannon McElroy's bowl and the jack to come down. So maybe Shannon McElroy will be trying to turn that bowl of Wayne Turley's out. Or sit it down the back. Yeah, I think that's where Richard Gervin called for it. Let's have it down the back here, because we've got to try and get that 4 shots to close the gap. Yeah, pretty smart bowl by Mark Casey from the fact that he's put 1 back there. It makes it very, very difficult for New Zealand now. 2 bowls left. There's a cover back down there for Australia.
These local residents seem to be drawn towards our equipment. Just wants to be on television.
And of course, when in India, you should dress like the Indians.
There is an accusation that the cameraman did put them off there himself, just so that he could get a shot in.
Well, he's just turned Wayne Turley's bowl up. New Zealand holding 1. Richard Gervin has, unfortunately, on a couple of occasions done this where he's rolled 1 in. Now, New Zealand have got 2 above the jack, as you look at it there. It's very difficult to see how they're going to clean out 3 Australian bowls to be able to provide themselves with 4 shots. Now, Mark Casey on both of these attempts has not tried to get anywhere near the head, just coming around the back. They know they've got the set wrapped up. Doesn't really matter given their shot differential, which is massively in the plus bracket. They don't worry about losing this end.
There's the stadium. Beyond the stand. We're nicely in the shade, the back of that stand. This sweaty afternoon as Richard Gervin tries to create something from nothing really here, needing 4 shots, and just had a big swing at it. Oh, and hit nothing.
That ditch has got a serious dent in it. Bang. And 1 to New Zealand, but Australia, you would have to say there's Simon a little bit on top with 4 ends from the 4th to the 7th end inclusive, grabbed up 2 shots each end to get them to that 10-3 position. They went on with it to wrap up the first set 10-7.
Yeah, on balance they had the best of it. With Mark Casey coming in plenty with his final bowls at the end. Australia having a terrific Commonwealth Games so far. They lead the medal tally overall. At the beginning of today, Australia had achieved 32 gold medals. And that's more than double any other nation. India next best on 14. That was at the beginning of today. England and Canada next. So plenty of to smile about for the Aussies.
Well, this is just such a crucial game for New Zealand. They have this match. They don't play again today. They have a 9 o'clock match tomorrow morning. And I think that's about their program. So if they don't win this, they can't make the last 3.
So it's comeback time. Yes, that defeat by Nui Island certainly didn't help their chances a couple of days ago.
And depending on what happened with the Welsh result this morning, it may already be done and dusted.
Well played, buddy. Where's? It's awesome,
Excellent
mate.
bowl from Brett Wilkie.
Yeah, Brett Wilkie providing his team with a great platform.
We have seen on more than one occasion over the last few days a really powerful team not playing to their best against supposedly inferior opponents. This self-evidently is a very high-quality match. Both sides are playing pretty good bowls, and they've brought each other up. I think that's probably the point.
Yeah, good point, Simon, too. The fact that both these countries, as we said earlier, it doesn't matter what they play. If they're playing against each other, it's World War III. Played in great spirit, of course, but they just want to win. And given the magnitude of the game and the standings on the Section A ladder, it adds even more to it. as I mentioned, these players would have played against each other hundreds of times, whether it's in pairs or triples or singles. They know each other's game inside out. And really, when you look at that first set, New Zealand on a couple of occasions, probably on 3 occasions with Richard Gervin, were a little bit stiff, not to either hold more shots than they did. The Australians have played solidly. You wouldn't say they've played spectacularly. Mark Casey's played some very, very good bowls, and Brett Wilkie has led off. Wayne Turley's done his bit in the middle. But it's been a good team performance at this stage. And the bloke striding up the green now, Wayne Turley, gives the impetus and the drive for this Australian team. He's always enthusiastic, a bubbly character. He just urges them on. It doesn't matter what position they're in. He really does drive this combination.
Great shot, Earls.
Just wait on that.
Very good.
Perfect.
There, you get to that ball, you go close
Past the
to
jack. Just going to go round the corner here. McIlroy for New Zealand. Well, just nudge that bowl of Wayne Turley just a little bit closer onto the jack, along with Brett Wilkie's earlier bowl.
Here's a counter, mate.
There we are. Here is Wayne Turley now. And that's put in just beyond, because there is a chance that New Zealand will be wanting to split those 2 bowls up round the jack. They're going to have to. So Australia needing something round the back. Brett Wilkie's bowl is round the back, but there are 3 for New Zealand round the back. 2 McIlroy bowls and 1 for Andrew Todd.
Now there's Rex Johnston's bag. If we happen to, if we can go back to that at some stage, we pan down from one of those little flags. There is a lovely little stubby cooler there, and I think this is the first time that Rex Johnston would have ever had Diet Coke in the stubby holder. Richard Gervin trying to upset this hit. And I think you saw it just there again, Simon. There is a couple of little places in this green where the bowl will straighten for a couple of rolls, and it just did then to just straighten and then decided to turn right at the end. He's not having the best of luck, the New Zealand skip.
Hurry up! Hurry up! Very good there.
His delivery just coming up a little bit short, but probably just makes life a little bit
Contact on yellow.
more difficult, potentially. Shannon McIlroy suggesting to Richard Gervin he come on Gervin's forehand, bearing in mind he's a left-hander. He's got a bowl beyond the jack, Gervin.
It's just going to hang out. So 3 bowls centred around the kitty at the moment, the jack, and I think you'll find Mark Casey will just try and draw another one. And this will be a tremendous start for Australia, this first end of the second set.
Australia with 3. Casey could just use Gervin's bowl, possibly to hold his bowl up. It's rolling on. They think he's pulled off another shot there by the reaction. And it is 4. A tremendous start to the second set for Australia. Already leading 1-0. Devastating start for the Kiwis there.
Yeah, it was the last thing that New Zealand wanted, that start. I don't think Australia will get defensive given the fact that they've opened with a 4. There's 8 ends to go, so anything can happen. But the pressure really on New Zealand now. They've tried to change tactics here and go for the short end. I'm going to explain the scenario where the team that wins the end has the choice whether they take the mat or give the mat away. And on most occasions, they will give the mat away.
Brett Wilkie has bowled consistently well.
Andrew Todd's played some great bowls too, Simon. He hasn't been too far away from the mark, but each time he's had bowls in position, the other players have taken them away from him. And at times, that's the job of the leader, put them in position, make the other players work hard and give something for your second and your skip to work for.
McElroy just distracted by something.
Yeah, it was just one of the volunteers moving and shifting a table and at the side, but settle down.
We had a young guy rolling an oil drum the other day, just as one of the players was trying to bowl. He stopped and then he started again, and another player had to stop. He finally got the message that it was making a bit of noise. He was just doing the best he could.
And Tilly would love this to rest, just be exactly there. Just to sit on Andrew Todd's bowl. Australia have got a couple, but it's a little bit exposed. It's a good bowl. Oh, and it's just missed the jack. He's played without any luck whatsoever, Shannon McElroy. Oh, look at that. Wants to get in on the action, our little dragonfly.
You're not sure you did that volunteer a disservice there? Maybe it was the dragonfly that just caused the distraction,
I do apologise to our volunteer. Someone can go and arrest that dragonfly.
A written apology, I think, to the volunteer. Wrongly accused of moving the table. And it was the dragonfly who did it all along. Richard Gervin. Gets on to Brett Wilkie's bowl. Straight into Wayne Turley's blue bowl there.
Yeah, not what he was trying to do. He was trying to, with a little bit of weight, take that bowl out. We couldn't quite see it on that shot, but there is the bowl of Shannon McElroy, that red bowl to the right. He was just trying to come through there and bring it over there, but he's given Australia the shot, but also he's probably cut the damage down a bit at this stage.
Casey looking to draw another for Australia. Probably just one. They're having a good look at it.
Well, more pressure here for the Kiwis because they've got a little bit of a problem now. There's the brains trust of Wayne Turley and Mark Casey conferring. But they've got a problem here. Richard Gervin now is having a really good look. In that position, if you see it there, those two bowls just at the 5 o'clock mark of the jack, that one there, the brown bowl and the second brown bowl, if Mark Casey, if Richard Gervin doesn't give cover there or be able to get the shot, to be able to take those two out, Australia could have again more than one shot on the second end.
Bit of pace here. Well, that was well off, wasn't it?
Yeah, he hasn't played that on shot well all day, and I think he'd be the first to admit that. Just playing, but again, Richard's been under enormous pressure, and that's come from the Australians. There was a little bit of luck there that went against him when his own bolt rolled the jack up to sit right alongside of Wayne Turley's. Everything he's tried just hasn't come off, but he's always been in the situation where he's had to do something a bit special. And what he's trying to do is just shift that brown bowl of Andrew Todd for a counter.
Oh, that little whip probably just took a little bit of the pace off it.
Well, he didn't want to run the risk if he miscalculated taking Wayne Turley's bowl out and giving New Zealand the shot.
Now we might just be faced with a short delay to the next end. Andrew Todd has disappeared for a moment. One of the leads, the New Zealand lead, and presumably for a comfort break. And people covering up in the afternoon sun.
Very interesting headgear.
And unless you bring a hat, you certainly can't buy one.
And there's Rex Johnson, the Australian coach, stubby holder, Diet Coke in it. If they freeze frame that shot, or if anyone's at home and can take some images of that, I'm sure that they'll be giving paddles a little bit of a hard time. There's the Australian contingent. And also in the stand.
Andrew Todd has returned to the rink. A little pause for thought as much as anything else for New Zealand here. Well, that is an excellent goal from Andrew Todd. Over a long distance of ground as well. Brett Wilkie.
That's good.
Pretty good again.
Put feet on that line, mate.
Jack right on the tee here.
Oh.
One, mate. You're up there.
It's turning well.
Lovely bowl from Shannon McElroy. That'll give him a little bit of confidence. He's been out of sorts fractionally in this match. He's played some very good bowls, but this one's an absolute beauty, just resting on the Andrew Todd bowl. The Blackjack's holding a couple. I think the sun's out. It's a little bit hazy. Wayne Turley playing with a little bit of weight here.
Down.
Got the jack.
Oh, played.
And that was a toucher, obviously, and they both ended up in the ditch. Australian celebrations. The yellow marker is brought on top of the ditch to show where the jack has come to rest. So Turley takes it out. And now it's a different target altogether for Shannon McElroy.
It becomes a drawing match now, and that is way short. There's probably a good 2.5, 3 feet between the yellow marker and the blue marker. The yellow marker is signalling where the jack is in the ditch, the blue marker signalling where the blue bowl of Australia is sitting. So that bowl is still live. There it is there, of Wayne Turley's bowl, and the jack is probably about 3 feet the other side of the bowl, but that is a counter in the jack, given the fact that it was a toucher.
Here's a great Commonwealth Games competition from Mitsubishi. And there's 2 great chances to win one of these new Mitsubishi ASXs.
You can get online and throw the shot put. Match the distance of my final throw and you're in the draw to win.
Or you could find a hidden key for another chance to win. Or you could do both. Just visit asxshottowin.co.nz. And good luck.
Ride on into spring with Husqvarna. For a limited time, receive a free trailer or sunshade with selected garden tractors or ride-ons. For more information, visit husqvarna.co.nz or call 0800 4HUSKY to find a dealer near you.
It's time to redecorate. Right now, you can get 8 litres of selected Dulux interior paint for just a 4 litre price. Plus, we'll donate $1 to the SPCA from every pail sold. Dulux Double Up, on now at your local Dulux retail stockist while stocks last.
Today at the Commonwealth Games. After a fourth, Natalie Wiegersma hungers for more on Sky Sport 4. On Sky Sport 5, Nikki Hamblin lines up for the 800-metre heats. The Kiwi women and men's pairs enter the fray on Sky Sport 6. New Zealand clash with England and men's hockey on Sky Sport 7. And on Sky Sport 8, our Comm Games champion defends her title in the shot put final. Across 5 dedicated Sky Sport channels and free-to-air on Prime, the Delhi Commonwealth Games. Today, check guides for times.
3 investigators, 3 cities, 4 nights a week. CSI Miami.
What are you thinking, Horatio?
A little thing that we like to call Murder 1.
CSI, crime scene investigation.
You got something?
Grissom, I'll be right there.
CSI New York.
I just want to get this guy.
We all do.
3 CSI cities across 4 weeknights. Monday, CSI Miami. Tuesday and Wednesday, CSI. Thursday, CSI New York on the box.
Hey guys, here's a few things we've been working on at training. You boys ready?
Yep, let's go.
Yeah. Oh, camera's rolling.
Let's do it.
Have a peek at this. Whoa. That's 1. That's 2. Check this out.
Woo, money ball.
On the field, I like to be perfect. Range. Yep. Yeah, boy.
No looker.
Easy.
Woo, shot siege. As an All Black, sometimes I got a sense where the passes are coming from. Yeah, pity. Check this out. Yeah. 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 Not bad, eh?
Clean catch, bud.
Premiering on Sky Box Office this month. Alice in Wonderland. Johnny Depp.
You're back. Alice.
In the Tim Burton masterpiece. Robin Hood.
For the crimes of incitement to cause unrest, I declare him to be an outlaw!
The Book of Eli.
Our only hope is in my hands.
One book could save humanity. Date night.
I want tonight to be different.
Triple horn.
Us.
Be careful what you wish for. Law-abiding citizen.
Release me or what? Or I kill everyone.
A man who loses everything is capable of anything. The Bounty Hunter.
You're a bounty hunter, not a bounty helper.
I'm still bringing her ass to jail.
How hard can it be to arrest your ex-wife? All these blockbuster premieres and much more playing this month on Sky Box Office.
It was a show that broke all the records. It made television history and viewers were glued to their screens. And it was unforgettable. Well, guess what? It's back.
Come on! 4 very different couples, one very dilapidated apartment block.
Oh my God.
Get ready for a new challenge. Get ready for the Block 2010. Soon. Prime.
Hunters.
You hit anybody against?
I'm pretty sure he had that when he left the village. Gatherers.
There won't be any berries in the fruit salad now, so we all lose.
Sacrificial virgins.
Nobody harm this woman. She's not a virgin anymore.
He's not either.
I've saved her life.
It was a time of brotherly love.
My brother, Cain. I'm called Abel. You were called Suck.
And holy retribution.
What are the odds of that?
The blockbuster premiere, Year 1. Sunday on Sky Movies.
Turley now drawing to the yellow marker.
Now he's got to stay on the ring. He can't go into the ditch. In the ditch, the ball goes, and it can't be a toucher anymore, obviously. So he's got to stay on, and that is a very, very good bowl. And again, huge pressure on Richard Gervin to rescue the situation. He's got to draw it and sit right on the ring, just in front of that yellow marker. Then Mark Casey would have 2 shots at trying to get rid of that Richard Gervin bowl. So it'll be some tactics still to be played. There is a great shot of where the jack lies and the bowl. Now, no other bowl in region at the moment outside of that Wayne Turley bowl to the left of the jack.
The next nearest ones appear to be Andrew Todd's earlier bowls. Gervin.
He's too strong. He won't be happy with that at all. But the problem that it's created with the position of the bowl in the ditch, are those bowls in front? Because at this stage, Richard Gervin can't get at it on that hand that he played before.
Oh, it's another excellent bowl. This time from Mark Casey. So Australia holding 3 at the moment. Gervin.
This has got to stay on the ditch.
Yeah, it's rolling on a bit.
Got to stay on the rink, I should say. And it's not going to.
This is bonanza time here for the Aussies. Casey just got to get it up there with those 2 other Australian bowls. And it'll be 4 shots.
Well, he'd be disappointed there.
Did he do enough?
Yep, that's not a counter.
Yeah, it could have been one better there. But even so, that is 8-0 to Australia in this second set. How can New Zealand reverse the trend here? It's 5. It went 4 shots. 1 more shot to Australia in the second end made it 5. 3 shots in the third end has made it 8.
At this calibre of play, with the jack being so far back, almost maximum length, you have that scenario where quite a few times the jack will end up in the ditch at some stage. He's been pretty consistent all day, Andrew Todd. Not spectacular, but very solid.
Well, hurry, mate. Hurry. Good.
Give yourself every chance. To the bowl there. Trial's great.
That's a great example of great lead bowling. 1 close to the jack, 1 running past a little bit, with a little bit of extra cover. Perfect play.
Hello, Stephen.
Yeah.
So it's a game of 2 halves here.
Yes, Australia with 3 bowls the right side of the jack there. Here comes Shannon McElroy's second bowl. That's going to join the what is now a gang of 4 New Zealand bowls.
Yeah, Wayne Turley would love to be able to pick up the jack here and take it over to the 2 orange or yellow bowls and his, but he's out a little bit wider, so I think it's just not Harry, not quite enough.
Never seemed likely.
So Richard Gervin will try and pick up the jack and take it back to his bowls, and they need a 4 or 5 to get right back in this match. They haven't opened their account in this second set.
So on the forehand, trying to trail the jack across to 4 other New Zealand bowls. There's the 4 of them on the left there. 2 red, 2 brown. He's missed the jack. He'll have another go at it in a moment. Meanwhile, Mark Casey will try the opposite for Australia. Or maybe just simply try to draw shot here.
Solid, mate, solid. Well done.
And he promotes the Australian bowl of Wayne Turley's.
And provided a little bit of cover. Richard Gervin can't believe it. That's the problem he's got now. He's got to try and get on the right-hand side of that bowl closest to the jack. If he can tip that out and trail the jack through New Zealand, but he's going to have a crack at it, trying to get rid of that bowl and disturb it. He's missed the lot.
And a huge amount of frustration on the part of Richard Gervin when that bowl shot through past the jack.
You can just see him down the other end. Oh, exasperation. Here it is. Have a look at the reaction. Nearly fell over the big fella. At the moment, he's probably thinking to himself, I'd rather be in Nelson Bay than New Delhi. This is getting more difficult for him by the second.
And now Casey has the opportunity to freely try and draw one more for Australia here. It's just running on a little.
Take it in, take it in. What up, play for one. One blue. Keep going.
And so that is one to Australia. And the Australian bandwagon rolls on.
And at the moment, Simon, it's not doing their for and against any harm. Some of our locals with some visitors, I think they've brought their own scorecards, haven't they? They've got the little flag, so great to see.
As we said earlier, the extraordinary thing for a sporting event of this type is there isn't an awful lot of things that you can buy, which is what is normally the case at a sports event, is that, you know, they try and sell you whatever, cans of Coke, beer, merchandising. Here there's nothing.
You can't even get a cake. I haven't seen a confectionery shop or anything here at this particular stadium. Apparently there was a bit of a hassle with the chap providing the merchandise that he arrived. There was some contractual dispute with whoever. This is the story we're getting. And apparently he's just packed it all up and taken it away again. So in New Delhi, you can't buy anything that's got Commonwealth Games 2010 on it. But there's a great bowl from Brett Wilkie. He won't worry about merchandising until it's over.
You can't buy a badge, a hat, a flag. You can't get a drink. We're losing weight by the day.
Yeah, in my
Fading
case,
away.
that's not a problem, though.
Feel better for it, do you? Should come here more often.
I said to a mate of mine that I wanted to get down to 80 kilos, and he said the only way is go somewhere where you get crook. I haven't been ill whatsoever, but I tell you, with the humidity and whatever, I could very well be at 80 by the time I get home. 2 great bowls from Brett Wilkie. He's just putting one at the back of Andrew Todd's. His skip won't mind that.
The way I'm going, I'll be riding bottom weight in the Cesarewitch next week.
Straight back to work?
Pretty much.
Yeah, Australia's still holding a shot. Shannon McElroy has played pretty well, and again without a great deal of luck. And the Cesarewicz is where?
Oh, yes, I should explain, yeah. It's a long-distance handicap run at Newmarket in Suffolk with a very large weight range. Bottom weight probably be around 8 stone.
Oh, nice bowl there from Wayne Turley. Just a little bit short. Over 5 mile or something like that, is it?
It's 2 1/4 miles. Usually has a massive field of about 35 runners. It's a great spectacle. It's one of the big end of season races during the flat season in the UK. We're heading into the last few weeks of the flat season. It'll soon be time for the jumping to begin in earnest.
Wayne Turley doesn't really, just wants that to die quickly. Oh, he's taken it 3 for 2, so that's a pretty good result in the end. He's got a bit of a smile on his face too. Yeah. Here it is again. He's just coming through there, picks up the jack, takes it back to Brett Wilkie's bowl. Australia hold 2. Fine bowl by Wayne Turley. Richard Gervin under pressure once again.
Yes, this is rapidly running out of control from a Kiwi standpoint. Playing this with some weight.
He'll hit something. And shot bowl. Rolled Andrew Todd's bowl over. Lacks of fortune, but for Richard, he deserves something to go his way finally.
I think one down, so if you get one to here, I'll give you a chance to play some of your last.
Now you clearly heard Wayne Turley give the instructions there. He just wants it around the back, if with a second bowl. See, there's 2 Australian bowls at the back. If you can play some weight on that and spring the jack. It's not going to come back into the head. It's just going to stay out there.
Yeah, play that little shot down, mate. Good jaws there.
Again, just wanting to play a little bit of weight onto Andrew Todd's bowl.
Todd's bowl, the brown bowl next to the jack. It's not far away. And he's done it. That was a beauty from Mark Casey.
Not only one, there was the bowl, or it was kicked forward. Not only one, but 2 shots here. Takes the Andrew Todd bowl out absolutely cleanly. The gold bowl and the blue bowl next to the jack. 2 shots Australia, 11-0 second set.
Parashama confirming it. Well, 4 ends to go. And a whitewash so far in this second set. Jack now completely shielded behind Andrew Todd's first bowl, following that little nudge.
Yeah, 2 good bowls there from Andrew.
Just a bit of drilling going on in the background, and just finishing the stadium off.
We've only got a few days to go.
They'll get there.
They have really tried hard. They had monsoonal rains, all sorts of dramas. And one of the big issues with the main stadium was the changeover from the opening ceremony. So they've done an extraordinary job to get where they are. He just needs a yard or two. It's missed. There's a little collection building up out there on the left as you look at it for the Kiwis. And you can see Mark Casey there putting his foot out. He could see the danger of New Zealand building a pile. He just wanted Wayne Turley to drop one about where his right foot is. The big size 12. He didn't want it to slide through too much, though. Richard Girvan, as we mentioned, from the Nelson Bay Club, New Zealand Open singles. Silver medal in the triples at the trial tournament here, the 8 Nations event. Gold in the fours at the World Championships in 2008 and silver medal in the fours in the 2007 Asia Pacific Games. And he was 5th in the triples in Melbourne.
The way New Zealand are going, he's going to do well to improve on that.
Yeah, I think given the fact that the score line of this set, you would have to think Australia would be very unlucky not to win this in straight sets. And having a look at this match, this is New Zealand's only match. This is their 8th. They've got 2 to go. Wales are currently playing. They're in a dogged battle with Scotland. Scotland have joined New Zealand on 8 points after their win this morning. If Scotland happen to win that one, probably gives New Zealand a little bit of a chance. But Wales won this morning as well. It takes them to 12 points. So New Zealand have got it all to do, I'm afraid.
You know him a bit, Mike. He gets a little bit disappointed, like he did, like there. How does? I mean, he's obviously very competitive.
Yeah, he's been in a situation where he really has had to pull out the miracle shot every day. And can Mark Casey do it again? If it rolls,
if it falls.
Wayne Turley was hoping it was going to fall. I don't know who's got shot there.
Is there a time limit on how long they're allowed to wait for the bowl to fall? In the same way that if a golf ball is hanging over the edge of a hole, I think there's a certain amount of time you can wait. Yeah, in case it might drop.
I'm not exactly sure whether there is a time limit. I doubt very much, but on windy days it can happen. The players have obviously looked at that and said, no, that's no chance. We're going to give New Zealand the shot, so New Zealand are on the scoreboard. It's going to take a miracle for them to get up and win here, and I think their Commonwealth Games in the men's triples is just about done and dusted.
Well done. Couple of feet.
I take your point, Simon. At times, Richard has looked to seem to be elsewhere other than the game at hand. But I probably think that comes back to the pressure of the situation that he's been put in this afternoon. And if he had on a couple of occasions been successful in rescuing a situation, the whole dynamics might be fractionally different. But and given the scoreline's 11-1.
And in the battle for the skips with Mark Casey, he's certainly come off worse this afternoon.
Yeah, that's a clear-cut victory to Case at the moment.
Coach Ken. 맞습니다.
The standard of the game's probably dropped away a little bit. That intensity. The first set was pretty close, 10-7. That's a good bowl there by Shannon McElroy.
Well, turn.
Ooh. That was oh so close.
It's Andrew Todd's bowl close to the jack for New Zealand.
He'd be very happy with both of those, Shannon McElroy. Very good bowls indeed.
Best view in the house.
Right, Hammer. Oh, mate. Run hard, mate. You're on song now, bud. Great shot, Hammer. Brilliant. 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 Getting tight over once.
And you probably heard Wayne Turley singing out there, Hammer. That's Mark Casey's nickname.
Here. Hurry to it now.
Oh, he just got a kiss on Andrew Todd's bowl.
Look at it, Peter, mate. Sorry? No, it's coming straight for it. Beat the red.
That bowl's going to get in the way. And New Zealand will get at least one at the moment. Richard Gervin's got one to go.
But how can they make it a big score here?
Jam on ours for 4. If you get the shot bowl.
He's going to come and have a look at this. This is a crucial bowl. There's 2 ends to go after this. If he could get a 4 or a 5 here, don't give it up yet. He can run that back there. The brown bowl right on the jack is a Kiwi bowl. That purple one just to the left, coming down the screen, is a Kiwi bowl. The 2 red ones are Kiwis. So again, if you can turn it over with the brown bowl, with a little bit of weight, and just come through down there by bringing his own bowl down as well, they might be able to pick up 4, if not 5. It's worth a go. or he can spring the jack and anything could happen. Or take his own bowl out and leave the Kiwis with one.
Yeah, that's not enough.
Yeah, now that New Zealand are in a position where they've got to get a 5. 11-2, Australia lead in the second set.
So the penultimate end of this second set, with Australia dominating here. Brett Wilkie with the opening bowl for Australia.
Brilliant, mate.
Oh, that's a great bowl there from Andrew Todd. Just remarking earlier, Mike, about the medal tallies. Australia are well clear, and it is a country, a nation that is noted for sporting prowess, tremendous enthusiasm for sport as well. Certainly compared with some Northern Hemisphere countries, usually compared to my home country of the United Kingdom. What is it that really makes the big difference? Is it the professionalism with which the government approaches sport and schooling, the preparation that youngsters get, the encouragement that they get to pursue sports at school, outdoor lifestyle, other factors?
I think all of those factors, but I think one of the great areas where Australia, probably, and New Zealand for that matter, punch above their weight is that everyone's got an opportunity to play sport. I know in many countries, and I'm saying that in the nicest way, if you want to go and play sport in Australia or New Zealand, go and pick up a tennis racket, a cricket bat, you'll get great support from everywhere. But you have the opportunity to be able to do that. In a lot of areas, let's take India would be the perfect example. There would be a majority of the 1 billion plus population would never ever have the opportunities that we have. That's a beautiful bowl from Shannon McElroy. It's very much of the school curriculum. It's probably dissipated from that area as we watch the replay coming in there, just resting on the Andrew Todd bowl for shot. Calisthenics, gymnastics and whatever were very, very much a part of, well, it's mandatory for many, many years, probably not so much now, but again, I just come back to the fact of what you said, the outdoor lifestyle, the beaches, swimming. Doesn't matter where you are within Australia, if you want to go and play something, you've got the opportunity to go and do that.
And to what extent are the teachers in the schools willing to put in overtime to be with the kids when they're playing?
Many will, although there has been with, and I'm sure that every country has experienced it in recent times, occupational health and safety and all of these things now. Most of the schools, if you become a coach, you've got to be an accredited coach, so you've got to go and do extra disciplines. In the old days, when I went to school, if there was a dad or something around, or mum for netball, there is the target. You can have a good look there, New Zealand just holding one. They would become the coaches. The teachers now, the pressure goes back to them, so if they want to, and many do, and many teachers love to get involved in coaching and school activities, and everyone gives a hand. You can play for your school, then you can play on weekends. The competitions that are provided are enormous. The opportunities that are provided are enormous.
Well, it certainly shows up in results in a whole range of sports at an international level.
And this team, the Blackjacks and the All Blacks and the Black Caps, the Silver Ferns, their netball team, as Richard Gervin comes into the head, for what they achieve is absolutely enormous as well. Andrew Todd's bowl might be fairly close to second shot there, the brown bowl.
Looks like Todd and McElroy making it 2 for New Zealand here.
Case, hurry.
Mark Casey.
Hurry, Case. What a shot, bring it.
Oh, that's unbelievable from Mark Casey. How did he get it through there?
Richard Gervin is probably thinking to himself, hang on, what is going on here? That is just simply sensational from Mark Casey. The hammer threading the eye of a needle for 2 shots as it stands at the moment.
I wouldn't blame Richard Gervin for bowling this as hard as he possibly can.
I wouldn't be standing anywhere near this.
Here it goes. He's given it everything and he's missed it. Oh, and he's furious.
And you can't blame him, because that is now definitely game, set, match. It was just an incredible draw from Mark Casey. And when you have a look at the scoreline, which is coming up in just a second, as we have a look at the replay here of Mark Casey just sliding through the slightest of touches on Shannon McElroy's bowl, resting the shot there and resting on Wayne Turley's for 2. 13-2 Australia lead in the second set. Yeah, they're playing pretty well, the Aussies, at the moment. This will give them a bit of confidence, because they've had a couple of losses. And that one last night against Scotland in a tie break would have seen them join South Africa at the top of the ladder. And then following this, they would have been clear-cut in the first position. That might just come back to haunt them fractionally.
Here's Wayne Turley.
One of the fiercest competitors in lawn bowls. Just loves a contest. Now, we didn't quite see it there, but Mark Casey was wanting one a little bit further at the back, because those 2 bottom bowls there are New Zealand bowls. And he wanted one to join them. Wasn't to be that time from Wayne Turley. And a lot of people might ask, well, why are they going for the jugular? It could very well come to a situation to decide who actually goes straight through to the semi-finals, who heads to the semi-final playoffs, can be shot differential. And Australia at the moment have a real advantage over every other team in the triples competition in Section A. But that's a beautiful bowl from Richard Gervin. Finally something to smile about for the big fella.
And the more shots they score over New Zealand, the more against New Zealand, the bigger the chance that Australia won't meet New Zealand again in the tournament.
Yeah, I think New Zealand now will be really struggling to go through to the next phase.
Last bowls for the skips, whose confrontation here has been a feature of this match.
The last bowl.
Shake of the hands. And
as the last bowl still travelling.
Hasn't even come to rest yet. But that's going to be one for New Zealand by the look of things in the last end, and that is 13-3 in the final set. And a really impressive victory by Australia here on rink 7 and green 2. And here's the confirmation. It was 10-7 in the first set, though in truth Australia dominated that for much of the second half of the set, and then a runaway win in the second set, 13-3. Well, it was Australia most of the way, really. Maybe the luck didn't always go with Richard Gervin in particular, the Kiwi skip. And this is the scorecard which we are working from in the box as well. And rather like a golf scorecard, it'll be signed by a member of the team.
And Wayne Turley did absolutely beautiful there, just tipping it nicely for our camera. And he understands the importance of what we're trying to do, and we're going to have a look at some of the highlights. Simon, it was a case of Australia starting to dominate in the middle part of that first set. The Kiwis won the first end 2-0, and there you can hear Wayne Turley going right off. They won 2 of the, and again, fair dinkum. And it was all Mark Casey. Mark Casey just absolutely nailed every shot that he went for. Another 3 to Australia. The aspect of ends 4, 5, 6 and 7 in that first set, where Australia picked up 2 shots on each end to get out to a 10-3 lead. Another beautiful bowl from Mark Casey, just tipping the Andrew Todd bowl out. There were times when the Kiwis had the Aussies in 6s and 7s, but every time that they looked like picking up multiple shots, Mark Casey did something extraordinary. He was, if we were awarding a man of the match, he would have been no doubt the man of the match. In the second set, Australia then again got away to a fly. They won the first 5 ends. They picked up a 4, a 1, a 3, a 1 and a 2 to get to 11-0. And there was no way that the Kiwis were going to come back from that. The Kiwis picked up a couple of late shots and end 6 and 7 and 1 on the last, but it was academic from there on in. Australia will go deep into this competition, but I don't think the Kiwis had any answers today, Simon.
No, it was one-way traffic for most of the match, and as in many of the other sports at these Commonwealth Games, the Australian team will progress further and look a danger to all.
CSI Miami, Tuesday and Wednesday CSI, Thursday CSI New York.
G'day, Merv.
G'day, Merv.
When you're buying or selling a car,
G'day, Merv.
there's the good guys and there's the others. Make the right choice.
G'day, Merv.
It's the same when your car needs servicing or repairing. Eliminate the risk. Only trust the professionals. So, how do you tell the difference?
G'day, Merv.
Always look for the sign.
G'day, Merv.
MTA people, they're dedicated.
Right now, don't miss Placemaker's huge 33% off paint sale with 33% off Waddle, Taubman's, Dulux and Cabot's. Plus earn bonus vouchers with your know-how card. The huge 33% off paint sale, only till the 10th of October, only at Placemaker's. Know-how can do.
So take my hand and I'll lead you back onto the other side. Get yourself into a better place and lift your life. Hold your head up high and don't rely on anyone else. Make it easier on yourself. Don't ask why.
Apex, I'm gonna need the car a little longer.